I got a question. Is your doctor following the Hippocratic Oath? This is part 2 of the Judas Goats. For part 1, click here. We go to our doctors for information, advice, to get medical procedures done, and we trust them because we know that they've gone to school for a long time, they're very well educated, and they live by the Hippocratic Oath. They want to take care of us. They want to help us first do no harm. This last year, I've been wondering, is there a breach of this oath? Is this breach happening when so much information is being censored, so many people are being delicensed, canceled, vilified by the media, and their voices are just not being heard? Because doctors can only make decisions based off of the information that they have. So are they being exposed to all of this information and then just pushing it away? Are they falling victim to consensus science? How many of these doctors are actually looking at the information that could change their decision-making processes? What I mean by that is, like, I know a lot of doctors, many of them work in the ER all over Canada. And most of them fall to consensus science, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, because there's so much going on. They're working so hard. You know, there's all this PPE stuff going on, and so, like, the stress levels are much higher with all these different precautions. They don't necessarily have time to look up every single study, to look up what every single other doctor, every single other expert is saying, to look at their concerns. And they just kind of go with consensus science, or the consensus in the medical industry. So everyone says this is okay. Okay, let's go with that. And that's what they're doing. But after a certain amount of time passes, you have to wonder, how long can we kind of relieve them of that accountability? At what point do they have to look things up for themselves and verify them? Because what happens is, we have so many people who have come forward, thousands of doctors, thousands and thousands of nurses have come forward to the point where they are willing to risk their careers, to risk their licenses, okay, on this. So right there alone, you have to think, okay, this person who's been a doctor for 20 or 30 years is willing to end their career because they feel so strongly about this. What information does this person have that maybe I don't have? Maybe they know something that I don't know. Maybe they looked up something I didn't look up. Maybe I should have a conversation with them. Why are they being censored? Why are all these people being censored? Why are they being attacked by the media? What is going on? What are their concerns? And should I be concerned about their concerns? Should I look into it? Should I share this with my clients, with my patients? Because if you or me, like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a virologist, epidemiologist, vaccinologist, immunologist, I'm not a specialist of any sort in the medical field. If I don't share information with people, it's not going to really affect the decisions that they make for their own health. Hopefully the information I'm sharing right now will help people investigate further and critically think and, use their own mind to come to their own conclusions. But I'm not helping people make medical decisions on any medical procedures, and I wouldn't want to do that. But doctors are in a position where that is literally what they do. They help people get medical procedures, and they help people make informed decisions, right? Informed consent. So if the doctor isn't informed, or the doctor knows that there's information and they are evading that information or not looking up that information, and then they are talking to their patients and helping to guide them, are they still following the Hippocratic Oath? Are they? Imagine a doctor who couldn't steelman any other expert's concerns for doing a medical procedure. And what a steelman is, sorry, I just realized I'm bringing up these terms. A steelman is a very good representation of someone's position or someone's opinion, someone's argument. It's taking into account and representing properly their evidence, their facts, and their reasoning towards how they got to that conclusion. A straw man would be misrepresenting it so that it's easy to dismiss and throw away. And a steel man is when you pretty much try to represent it better than the person can, themselves, himself or herself. So if you are a doctor and you know that there are concerns out there, you should be able to explain what those concerns are to your patient. If I go up to my doctor and I say, hey, I saw this thing on the biodistribution study, which was performed by Pfizer, that Dr. Byram Bridle brought up, who's a viral immunologist. He's a very qualified person. And he says that, the spike protein is blah, blah, blah. And you're talking to your doctor and your doctor says, oh, I don't know anything about that, but you should go ahead and get this procedure anyways because it's safe. Is that practicing the Hippocratic Oath? Is it? I don't think it is. I know a doctor who I argue with on Instagram quite regularly. We haven't in a while, but quite regularly. This person's a dermatologist. Okay, so not qualified at all to be talking about immunology on the same level as an immunologist. And he said to me in one of the messages, he said, Jay, I'm a doctor. I talk to doctors. We're more educated than you. You should stay in your own lane. And I thought that was interesting because I said, okay, can you steel man any of these doctors' arguments or concerns? And I said, by the way, are you a Nobel Prize winning, Nobel Prize laureate virologist? The one who discovered HIV, Luc Montagnier. Are you a vaccine developer for Gavi, like Gert van den Bosch? Are you the former vice president of Pfizer, chief scientist, like Michael Yeadon, right? Because I'm just simply repeating their concerns. I'm not making up stuff. I'm repeating what these people are saying. I'm repeating the concerns of people more educated, more specialized than you are. So by your premise, right? Does that not make sense? So when we're looking at this and we're thinking of the concept of a Judas goat, can you let someone off the hook for simply not knowing when it is their job to know? And the whole reason that you go to these people is to know and get an educated, informed opinion. You're hoping that your doctor knows your own personal medical history, right? And all of the information pertaining to any future medical procedures that you might have done, which can help you live longer and healthier. That's the expectation, I would think. So the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm. Well, how do you know there's no harm if you're not even looking at all of these concerns? That is the very first thing that anyone should do is a risk assessment. Okay, well, if nothing is done, what happens? Oh, 99 point whatever percent. Or what is the risk of what happens here? Oh, whatever percent. Oh, it's kind of similar. What's the point of even doing this? Oh, this group of people, these 5 to 11-year-olds, 99.999%, they're going to be fine. Maybe we shouldn't bother, right? But the point is, are they leading us astray? Are they taking us to the slaughterhouse? And I'm not saying that anyone is doing this purposely, but they aren't doing their due diligence. And it is their job to do that due diligence.